Hank was fatigued, he caught the right, and that was it at 8:07. Here tonight, you've seen it both ways tonight, Vitor. Vitor is the North American spelling. He is now Vitor Belfort. He is ready to take on Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva from Curitiba, Brazil. The opposite direction of Rio de Janeiro, about 200 miles down the road, where Vitor Belfort is born and now lives. This young man, a Muay Thai Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, replaces the injured Jerry Bolander in our main event. No UFC competitions on his record, but 3-0 reportedly in mixed martial arts competition. Working closely with his manager Sergio Wanderlei. He has had lots of fighters, and he is looking forward to tonight's competition.
And one of the fights, certainly the fight that catapulted him into the Ultimate Fighting Championship, was the defeat of Mike Van Arsdale down here in Brazil. He kneed Van Arsdale in the stomach and then followed it up with some good strikes, won by a technical knockout. And I'm sure that was the impetus that got John Peretti and SEG to go ahead and grab this fight.
Our first fighter's equipment being checked, Wanderlei Silva. Uses his elbows, his knees, has a variety of strikes. That comes from the Muay Thai background. He feels he's a better striker, multi-dimensionally, than the ever so popular Vitor Belfort. We can call this one tonight the Battle of Brazil. And Vitor in a very plain white t-shirt with just his hometown of Rio de Janeiro on the front. And a lot smaller than he was the last time we saw him in the octagon.
Well, he certainly turned red when we saw him in Ultimate Japan, a sure sign of fatigue. Perhaps he was carrying too much size. Perhaps power went to his head and he thought the added size made him that much more effective. But in boxing, it isn't size, it's hand speed. And now we see Vitor Belfort, who's known for his hands, down, very, very slim, looking in marvelous shape here. And if he took his time cutting the weight and training, he is going to be ready and shape won't be a problem for him.
This is our main event. For the first time, Vitor Belfort, a middleweight. The official introductions, the voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Our next fight is a middleweight super fight between two very game Brazilian warriors. Beginning with the fighter standing to my left. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert making his UFC debut. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall and weighs in at 199 pounds. He has a mixed martial arts record of 6-1, hailing from Curitiba, Brazil. Please welcome Wanderlei Silva. And his opponent, standing to my right, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter with a UFC record of 4-1. He is a veteran of UFC 12, 13, 15, and Ultimate Japan. He stands 6 feet, 199 pounds, and he hails from Rio de Janeiro. Please welcome the Phenom, Vitor Belfort.
A very stoic, expressionless Vitor Belfort. None of the rah-rah that we have seen in the past. He appears to be extremely focused. 21 years old now, Vitor, the Phenom, breaking into the scene at age 19 against Wanderlei Silva. John McCarthy ready to get us started for the main event.
Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Here we go!
Vitor, known for his punching, wants to stay in punching range. And from what we saw of Wanderlei Silva when he defeated Mike Van Arsdale, he likes to be in close, likes to use elbows and knees.
Vitor, the most lethal hands when you speak quickness in UFC history.
The other thing I noticed in the Wanderlei Mike Van Arsdale fight was that Wanderlei Silva seemed to walk through Van Arsdale's punches, like to move forward. I don't know if he wants to do that with Vitor Belfort.
Vitor is wearing shoes, so he will not be able to strike with the feet. Oh, he does with the hands, though. Vitor Belfort is the winner. 44 seconds. The knockout by Vitor Belfort. That's the old Vitor. The questions have been answered. Wow, we said before, the quickest, the fastest hands in UFC history. A left, a right, a left, a right. And the young man who has aspirations of boxing in the lightweight division, maybe even, for this country of Brazil. 44 seconds scores the knockout as they chant the name Vitor here in Sao Paulo. And there it is, a hug with Carlson Gracie, the on-again, off-again relationship with the 65-year-old mentor.